to evaluate disaster management as well as in the 2018-19 financial year, the Commission gave training to students on disaster management in Pemba. It has worked with various
and business blueprint in the country so as to reduce challenges faced by investors, including taxes. The Prime Minister said this during the commemoration of 50 years of production, sale and distribution of oil and gas by Total Company in the country, where he said that the aim is to ensure tax challenges are resolved.
Wa kuboresha mazingira ya uwekezaji wa biashara hapa nchini, blueprint ambayo tayari tumeanza kuifanyia kazi.
Regarding environment for investors, we are reviewing incentives such as on tax through a special Republic of Tanzania in the budget session going on that a very long time for our investors. That solutions will be found on tax restrictions that have been around for a very long time for our investors. Investment in Tanzania has been simplified to a large extent. I urge all investors to continue looking for investment opportunities. It is possible to invest in Tanzania.
Over the past years, Total has demonstrated its commitment by continuing to invest heavily in the country, and the result is evidenced by steady growth and diversification of our downstream operations, and more specifically in the importation, marketing, and distribution of petroleum products through our network of service stations and general trade activities. As part of its development strategy and of its commitments to participate and contribute to industrialization in Tanzania, Yavi Rwanda, and in response to His Excellency President Magufuli call to business oil pipeline.
The Minister of State in the President's Office for Regional to supervise leaders of the council in the region, allowing conflict and delays and implementation of development projects, including district hospitals and health centers.
I would like to praise the Dodoma Regional Commissioner, RC, for doing a job well done. I must mention, though, that the problem area is Chemba District. As for you officials of Bahi District, I would also like to commend you for your excellent work. I must mention that you do have issues in one or two areas, but the fact that I am pointing them out to you does not mean that I want Bahi District to do badly. Rather, it means that I want Bahi to succeed. I would like to tell you, Minister, that the youths here have heard your encouraging words. I would also like to say that the process to build like our own vocational education youths have now will do its best to supervise all development projects which affect. This includes Chemba, which we shall tackle.
Over 1,358 elders over the age of 60 in Mwanza City Council have received smart cards for free medical treatment provided by the government as part of implementation of the National Elders Policy of 2003.
The identity cards will enable the aged to get free medical treatment in the district hospital, clinics and other health centers. This will enable the elderly to access medical care quickly. I'm greatly comforted that now I've received the identity card. In the past, we suffered a lot, had to wait in long queues, and once you go to see the doctor, there was no medication, or you had to buy. If you did not have any money, then you were forced to go back home without any medication.
And the Minister for Constitutional and Legal Affairs, Ambassador Dr. Augustine Mahiga, has urged the African Human Rights Court, whose headquarters are in Arusha, to cooperate and enhance the capacity of Tanzanian courts so that courts in the country will be able to successfully handle cases related to human rights issues and good governance.
I would like to say Human Rights Court to build the capacity of human rights cases. In addition, I would like to call upon the African Human Rights Court based in Arusha to improve its own capacity to handle human rights cases so that when African human rights cases surface, it will be able to deal with these cases itself instead of such cases being taken to courts beyond the continent, such as the International Criminal Court, the ICC, and others.
Ambazo ziko nje kama vile wanaosema ICC kule The Hague.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. International news. Despite President Uhuru Kenyatta opposing the move by Parliament for an increase in allowances, the Parliament of Kenya has approved the increase, leaving taxpayers extremely dissatisfied.
Some things have attempted to be passed at the parliamentary level without my approval. Among the things that the citizens of Kenya are to increase their own salaries. As the President of Kenya, I agree with the citizens. There are people who are dying of hunger in this country, and there are poor people who also deserve to be supported. But our MPs don't in every possible way.
The cabinet in Uganda has approved the relocation of residents of the East-MAY Game Reserve APA, that is in the northern part of the country, after violating conflict that caused death of hundreds and significant destruction of property.
Cabinet discussed this matter.
The cabinet discussed this matter, and the cabinet took the decision that the land belongs to the game reserve. First, anybody living here, however, will be given compensation of 10 million shillings. The cabinet issued a statement in 2019 that it is one of the most draconian decisions that the government of Uganda has ever made.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next after the break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand.
You must quickly think how cost effective are you going to be.
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back in business. And as the Eastern Central African Community some countries charging many and high taxes.
In this business, there are many expenses which have not been harmonized. Traders from Tanzania are benefiting from this business compared to traders from Burundi. All we are calling for is for the Lake Tanganyika port charges to be reduced. In order for us to succeed, we must look at the available market. A reliable market is essential. Thus, traders should produce products of good quality. I urge entrepreneurs to use this opportunity to learn about demands of the market.
The government in Tanga has urged all entrepreneurs in the country to follow the example set by the late Dr. Reginald Mengi by being patriotic and supporting the government in investment, something that has been a significant boost.
It is our expectation that if you adhere to the directives and skills provided to us, then each one of us will succeed. God has created you to do what you do best in order to bring an impact to the lives of people in the community. I also urge you to initiate efforts done by the late Dr. Reginald Mengi because he started as a mere entrepreneur just like us. The late Dr. Reginald Mengi book titled I Can, I Must, I Will. In 2006, we met him and ate together with him at Mkonge Hotel, where he supported us with capital that has allowed many of us to begin our own businesses.
Sesame farmers in Lukumbule village in Lukumbule ward, Tunduru district have said that they support the crop being sold using the receipts system this season and have asked the government to fully oversee the price so that they are not cheated.
Before, everybody stopped farming sesame because there was no markets for the crop. This time around, we planted the crop just to follow the government's directives, but we are not yet sure of how the markets are going to be. In Tunduru, sesame farming has increased compared to previous years. The prices of sesame were low to the extent that farmers couldn't even return the money invested at the farms. Awareness has been provided, and that is why people have agreed to farm the crop again. Planting has been done according to the required procedures, which makes us believe that this year's sesame harvest will be of a better quality.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly after the break.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat.
For highlights and interviews regarding sports, do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Seeding Premier League with both teams losing 1-0. Simba, who are currently top of the table, were defeated by Kagera Sugar at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam, while Yanga lost to Biashara United in Mwanza.
They came here to try to score one goal and to defend after. We give them the goal because we score for them. And after they was just thinking to defend. They defend well. We had opportunity, we didn't score. That's football. That's football. But you know, we played 7 games in 16 days. It was the 8th one in 18 days, and it was a game too much for the players because they were.
At the Serena Hotel, involving political leaders and business.
The launch was in Dodoma and you saw a few people, but this one, as I told you, that one not some denominations according to and it will be a good start for the new administration.
Arsenal have expressed concern that they have not yet received acceptable guarantees from UEFA that their midfielder Hendrik Mkhitaryan will be safe to travel to Baku for the Europa League final. Here's more.
In Azerbaijan, in the opening group game, the Armenian midfielder was omitted because of the conflict between the two countries over disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region. There are no diplomatic relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and Arsenal are disappointed that they might be prevented from taking one of the players to a major European final. Mkhitaryan came on for Mesut Ozil as a substitute in Arsenal's semi-final Valencia, and with Aaron
in Bantas and scoring 25 points in the 6-7 series, a 112-101 victory over the Raptors. Here's the report.
Game 7 is Sunday night in Toronto with the Milwaukee Bucks points more than his combined total of games 4 and 5 and helped show the Sixers still had some fight after a brutal Game 5 loss.
A tough fight. Here are more details.
Just how that contest manifests itself at the Circuit de Catalunya will likely go a long way to identifying who will be the defending world champion's key rival this season. Before the first round of the championship, a repeat of last year's title fight between Hamilton and Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel was widely expected. 4 races in, Ferrari's challenge could not be written off, but there is a sense of Hamilton may be shifting his focus to the threat from across the Mercedes garage, the former Valtteri Bottas. Bottas leads the World Championship by 1 point from Hamilton.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
This is